Gotta love the good music. Welcome, everyone. Please just jot in the comments whether you can hear us okay or not on this very snowy day. I don't know if I can look at this technology. No, it's the wrong way.
Ooh,
There's our window with all the snow. It looks like someone has shaken the snow globe. Hope everyone is safe and warm at home. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I saw a thumbs up. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that. Here we are. Welcome to
What's new?
Woohoo! On Wednesday, February 18th.
Yes.
Had to think about that for a second.
And we don't have our calendar anymore, which makes it harder.
Yeah. Oh, Jan says, yep, we can hear you. That's awesome. I know I keep learning little things about this program that we're using, and I know you're going to get tired of hearing that from me, but we've been using this about a month now.
Yep.
So come March 1st, I won't be talking about it anymore. I promise. Excellent. All good, loud and clear. Fantastic. Sorry for being a couple of minutes late. Had a bit of a medical emergency that we had to take care of because you guys do not want my DNA all over your goodies. So we are here on this snowy Wednesday, and we have lots of goodies to share with you. And some stuff we can only show you sneak peeks. We've got creative to show you. We've got announcements to make. I think we're all in good shape. So who is ready to see some new stuff? We've got lots of people joining it.
I spent the day putting it all out. So.
That's right. I don't know what she's talking about because she has seen it all. All right, so let's go. We're actually gonna start with some artwork. Sue has been busy making us some samples. We have a team get together coming up this weekend and hope to dole out some more stuff for all of our teams. So guys, if you're watching, you're gonna get some homework when you come to our staff. We didn't have a Christmas party because of the renovation, so this is kind of our post-Christmas party. Oh, Jen says start the temptation. Jen, we got you covered. All right, so I'm going to flip over to the desktop view. 1, 2, 3. And there we are. I meant to make this little circle bigger as well, but that's still part of that learning process. So now we're just going to have to peek in from the sides and everything else. But, that just keeps it fun. I was talking with Matt, was it this morning? And he said, on Learning Live, he's trying to behave himself. On What's New, all bets are off, because you guys know how silly and how excited we can get when we are sharing with you brand new stuff. So here on the desktop is not something new. This simple vintage junk drawer, I think we got in while we were closed or just after we closed. It came in over the Christmas break, so we've had it for a little while. But I think in the hubbub of the holidays, it kind of got missed because we still have a number of these collections in stock. So we tasked Sue with doing some layouts for this. Oh, I'm gonna make sure this doesn't stick. And we forgot to show you last week, so we thought creative never gets old, never goes stale, so we will share it with you today. So this is a one-page layout that Sue has designed for us. A lot of it has been fussy cut. I think all she worked with was the collection pack.
And an ephemera.
Oh, an ephemera pack. Okay, so maybe some of these are ephemera bits as well. But I love how she's done this beautiful, beautiful cluster of tags with the little clock and the flowers and the butterflies. And it's even got some dimension there, so the wings are lifting up. And it's really nice to bring in those black photo mats and then put your photos on it. It'll really ground your photos and help them to pop right off the page. So that was layout number 1. If you were to if you are a 2-page layout kind of person, you could take this same, and this is a technique I use quite frequently, is I just do the mirror image. So I might do, 3 photos up the other side, do another cluster in the opposite corner, really do that mirror image. And it's very easy to take a 1-page layout and extend it into a 2-page layout. We have a second layout here, and I absolutely love what she has done with these little clipboards. adding her vintage photos, these black and white photos on here, and then just the little pops of color really bring this to life. It's got a nice, soft, beautiful look to it, and really embodies that vintage look that this collection is all about. Now, as I'm looking at it, there are a lot of commonalities. So even though they're not on the same base, there's no reason why you couldn't take this idea of the clipboards on one side, you've got clipboards over here, you could make that a 2-page layout if you so desired, if you want to take that idea and run with it. Looks like she has even cut the paper so she can tuck things in over here. Oh, don't want to. Yeah, so this has all been kind of fussy cut and lifted off the paper there to tuck and create those cluster areas. So huge thank you to Sue. Even if you are not a layout 12 by 12 layout person, again, take these same ideas for a card, for a like a journal page. Lots of great elements here, great clusters that really show you how to use that collection. So that is our first round of new samples, new creative with an older product. That was Simple Vintage Junk Drawer,
Yep.
correct?
Correct.
As a collection, we've got more Simple Stories coming, not today, but coming very soon. The boxes just arrived, so we haven't got it in the system yet, but it is coming. But if you want that vintage vibe, the junk drawer is absolutely beautiful. Speaking of vintage, we are going to now move on. This was a collection that released yesterday, and I teased it last week because, well, quite frankly, I got confused and was talking about the wrong collection at the time. But this is Field Notes by Katie Petite. Katie, formerly of Simple Stories fame, formerly of 49 and Market fame. She is now with Arden Creative Studios, which is a newer company out of the UK. And this collection, excuse me, absolutely vintage Katie. You've got your little bursts here of color with the little stitching and collage areas. You've got the butterflies and the splashes. You've got a lot of these pages that, you take one look at this collection and you know that it is a Katie collection. I should have actually grabbed my pad from upstairs. That's one thing I did not grab. But it is really beautiful, and it's got some nice bright pastels. And you wouldn't think that pastels and bright actually go together, but really they're not so soft and muted that they kind of disappear. They do have a vibrancy to them. One thing I did learn, which I didn't know previously, is that Katie is I'm going to say classically trained artist. She has gone to art school, she has trained. So things like this starburst here, she has originally she hand drew that, hand painted it, and then turned that into a typical iconic Katie trademark, if you will. I'm not finding the right words, but you'll see this kind of treatment in a lot of her collections, but that was originally hand drawn and painted by her. So very authentic, very much a part of what she offers. Now, to go along with this collection, we have brought in, so before I go on, there is also a 6x8 pad. So you've got all those little same elements, and there is a 2 pages at the back that have tags and words and things like that. I think, doesn't say, I think they punch out, do they not?
I don't remember.
It just says 12 double-sided designs, two of each. So I'm guessing those are fussy cut. When in doubt, open it up. You guys don't mind if we open and play with your stuff, right? As long as I don't get blood on it. Yes, they are. Yeah. They do punch out.
Makes it so much easier.
Yeah. And one thing I will show you in just a minute is that since she has started working with Arden, one of the things that she has done that I think is very innovative is that she does double-sided laser cuts. And I will show you that when we get to the laser cuts, because I do have a sample that I played with in a trade show. We'll get this back together. So that's nice that you don't have to fussy cut unless you like fussy cutting. And then you've got some beautiful papers that you could fussy cut as well. All right, easy peasy, back in the bag. You never knew we opened that. There is also, there is the laser cuts, and like I said, I will get my package out in just a second. So beautiful and so classically Katie. We've got rub-on transfers. They are beautiful to work with.
There's that burst again. You were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
there's that burst, and you know, some of her little collage type things, and she really likes doing kind of that almost like a book pullout where you got the type and the text. We have ephemera, so these have some nice large pieces as well as some smaller pieces, some great sentiments. So even if you are a card maker, then this works very well for any type of project that you're working on. And then last but not least is the ephemera rolls. And I have an open box, so I'm going to show you that.
I'll take that.
So you're going to take that. I'm going to grab my stuff over here. Got things tucked in all nooks and crannies. So let's talk about the laser cuts first. There's a foam square backing.
Okay, these suckers stick to everywhere.
They do stick to everything. So this is, you know, obviously a partially used piece of the laser cuts, but where I was talking to you about was the double-sided nature. So if you look, this one is a great example. You look at this little ornate frame with the flowers and the butterfly. If you flip it over, all of a sudden now the butterfly is on the opposite side. And in some cases, so the tickets, it looks like, is not double-sided. It is just, you got a solid color. So if you don't like the type that's on here, you can flip it over and use that solid color. But things like the ladder, I know other pieces in here that I've already used were double-sided. And it really just gives you versatility. So if you are building a cluster and you want that butterfly on the other side, all you have to do is flip it over. Excuse me. This was a particularly key in her Christmas line, which had Santa. So you could have Santa looking one way, Santa looking the other way, just depending on how you flipped it over. So that is the Art and Creative Katie Bertite laser cut. That's going back in my stash. And then we have the ephemera rolls. So back in the day with 49 Market, she had ticket boxes. This is kind of the same, but not really. So in this package, there are 3 rolls. We'll start with the smallest and easiest one first. There's this one here that is all different postage stamps. And if I remember correctly from the meeting that I was in, it's about 12 inches before it repeats. So there's that green butterfly. There's that green butterfly again. Really is about 12 inches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 postage stamps. So those must be just ever so slightly bigger than a 1-inch postage stamp. So that one is fun in and of itself. Then we have this one here. This one is all black and white. So you can color it. You could leave it black and white. And once again, it does repeat after maybe not 12 inches because there's noted again twice. So there's not quite as many repeats or distance between repeats, but that probably means that there are more sessions, I'm not finding the right word, more collections of that, that same strip. And then last but not least is this wider one. With this one, you will notice it is solid.
Ooh.
So you can make it as big or as small as you want and just tear. I mean, you could be really fussy and you could go ahead and cut it, but one of the real advantages or one of the real keys to this vintage look is those torn edges, that rough, rustic edge. So you can cut those, you can tear those and really make them work for you in a variety of ways. As I said, I was playing with this at a trade show. I was fortunate enough to take a class with Katie, so I can put that away in the next segment, but let me just show you my layout here. So the class that we did was actually built, the focus was on building clusters. And the layout we were supposed to do, yes, I went rogue, was taking all of these little clusters and putting them all on one page. But I am not a small photo person. I like having some big photos in various spots, surrounded by the smaller ones, surrounded by the clusters. So I went a little rogue. I did a second page to the layout, and let me just bring out some key elements. So here are those little postage stamps, just tucked in various areas. I've got a few up here as well. And then we have our black and white. Whoops, let me come out of here. Black and white here, black and white over here, and some black and white in here. And then lastly, that is that ephemera strip. Now, I will tell you that is also a cheat, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. What I'm going to do is invite you to my Learning Live next week, because I'm going to play with all this, and I'm going to show you about clusters, and I'm going to show you some of the cheats and things that I did on this layout and how you can use clusters, whether you are a card maker, a scrapbooker, a small format memory keeper, or you just like pretty things. So next week's Learning Live will be on clusters, Tuesday at 8. Make sure you tune in.
Ellen has a question.
Yeah.
Are the rolls in a kit or separate?
So the rolls come all in one box. So it is called the ephemera rolls. So you get all 3 rolls in one box. They do not come separately.
Oh, power went out.
Okay, we lost power. And there it's... I don't know, the Wi-Fi's holding.
Oh. Is that
Are we good? Jen says, this is such a refreshing product to look at on a cold, icy, snowy Toronto day. Did we lose you guys? Are we still on? Maybe just type something in the comments, because our computer that we are watching on has died. All right, good times, good times. Well, we still our viewers are climbing again. Streaming has stopped. I am recording this in the background, so I'm doing both a stream and a record. So I'm going to try clicking continue and see what happens. Good times on a February afternoon. Please do jot in the comments if you're on. Oh, we are still on? Okay, on Facebook or on YouTube?
I am on Facebook, so I can see you on Facebook.
Okay, try YouTube as well. All right, we're going to keep going. So while Darlene is checking all the things technology, because, you know, it just wouldn't be what's new without some technology issues, right? Anyways, I am recording so I can always upload this afterwards, and we will just keep on going. So I'm going to skip Darlene's pile, and I'm going to go to my next pile. This is a new to us company. I believe the company has been around for a little while. I don't know much about the company itself, but a lot of my sister stores, Jen says you were gone and now seem to be back, just a lot of beeping. Yes, that's our smoke alarm, our carbon monoxide detector, the computer, the receipt printer, all of that good stuff. So hopefully if you can see us, we are all good. And our numbers are jumping around. So I'm just going to keep on going, and we can always upload the recording afterwards. So this is a company called Memory Box. A number of my sister stores carry them, and we thought we would just dabble and give them a try. If you have heard of Memory Box, do jot it in the comments and let us know if you have tried them before and what you think of them. We've got a couple of stamps here, as well as a whole bunch of dies. So previously we carried a brand called Creative Expressions. They unfortunately went out of business towards the end of last year. But one of the things that we carried a lot of were the small sentiment dies. And we know that sentiments are always in need and in use. So we've got this one here. This one is called, I gotta learn where the names are. This one is called Birthday Greetings. And when I first looked at it, and here's the quiz, they look the same to me. But the key is, one has a die and one doesn't. So this is your stamp only. This is your stamp and die. Your die will fit your happy birthday that is here on this stamp set. So that is a new stamp that we are eager to give a try. And then, like I said, we've got a whole bunch of sentiment dies. Now, they do come packaged in this nice little, looks like an envelope. So I can't even tell you. I can kind of feel how big the dies are. We're going to have to go by the measurements. So this one is 2.3 inches by 1. And, oh, that's in centimeters. So that's the same. So we've got happy birthday. We've got happy birthday. Oh, wait. We have happy birthday. We have happy birthday. Do you think we like birthdays? We love birthdays. Just to change things up, we have warm wishes and we have thank you. So these are all brand new sentiment dies. These, actually all 5 of the 6 of them have the shadow as well as the detail. And they are all in that 2.5 by 1 inch size, it looks like. That one's a little bit bigger. This one looks bigger. But if I know Matt, he has put all the details on the website. So when you're looking, just make sure you take a look at those measurements, just so you know how big they are.
Everything I could, I put on there.
Okay, and you know, in the coming days and weeks, we may be able to crack one of these open and do some samples. But they literally walked in the door yesterday, so we haven't had a chance to play with them yet. And then, you know, we can't just stop at words. We fell in love with some cute little icons.
He's so cute.
So this guy is stinking adorable. He is called, where's his name? Cheerful Penguin. Gotta learn a new company. So this is Cheerful Penguin. He's got his little scarf. I am partial to snowmen, so we had to get these stylish snowman trio. It's not just a snowman trio, it's a stylish snowman trio. And each one of these are about 1.5 by 1.5. So they're not very big at all, but they would look adorable on your project. We know people love their music and love books. So this is the musical songbook, 2 for the price of 1. And we will finish off with Blooming Anemone. So they do have a number of different florals. And so just as a trial for us, we wanted to see how they cut, see how they assemble. And now we have them in stock so we can start playing. So that is Memory Box. We look forward to working with them a little bit more. But for right now, we've just got a little taste to be able to play with. All right, Miss Darlene, do you want to take over with Elizabeth Crafts?
Sure. So we have Elizabeth Craft's new collection from Annette Green called Everyday Memories. So let's go through these. First off, we have tall and bold alphabets. These are her alpha dies. I love how there's uppercase, lowercase, and of course your numbers and symbols. But I love that size. It's about, I can't remember, I think it was less than an inch-ish. Hold on, let me grab my ruler, my many rulers here, in case you want to know size. Yeah, it's about an inch. But I love that, love the font. Next up is we have Seasonal Trees. And this is a die set that has different elements to do the seasons with the different maple leaves. You have florals, you have some branches, and they give you examples of spring, winter, and summer. And I love how the tree is very versatile. There's also the words, so you have autumn, there's winter, there's summer, spring, and of course fall. And if you're looking over here, I always call them donuts, but they're reinforcements. And there's a full tree top there and a nice frame. So this is called Seasonal Trees. And let me just put these in order. We will go into the base page assortment. So Annette Green has started a new collection line. So if you're beginning with your planners, this is a great base die. It's a base page die that has lots of elements that you could use to make more pages going forward. So you have like tickets, you have like the little corners, there's different sizes for frames. And as you can see, this is a deckled frame. So there's two sides of deckled, and then there's a straight edge that you could do matting, or you can use a straight edge to cut your photos. There's little banners, squiggly lines, moments together. There's date, today. There is these little tabs, and there's a bunch of reinforcements right at the bottom here. So this is the base page assortment. What a great starter set. Then we have the pocket page inserts, number 1 and number 2. And what the inserts are is that you can use them on its own, or what it's meant to do is cut out pieces to fit into these page protectors. So these are the memory binder pocket pages, little sheet protectors that have little slots in it. Instead of cutting them down to size, you can use the die that will help you cut them down to size. And what's nice about these is that it has stitch marks on them. There's little banners, there's little tags as well, and words. I love this little floral. I don't know if she used the floral. Oh, here's that floral little die piece. So this is pocket page number 1. Pocket page number 2 does the other little pocket pages. So as you can see, there's different configurations. These ones give you the smaller rectangles and the 2 bigger ones. And this one has the piercing die, as the other one is the stitching. And it gives you all those different rectangles. What these are is they look like little torn off washi tapes. So it's really cool element. I don't think she used it here, but there is another. If I see it further down, we'll show you. But they look like faux washi tapes. We have rounded pocket with tags. And here is the pocket tags. You can do decorative elements and little tags to go into the pockets. There's more reinforcements, more little notches that you can add to your tags to do different pattern paper, different colors. And the word here is wow. So I'm going to show you here because then you can see how all those elements come together. Look at that little slotted pocket. It doesn't take up the whole base page. It does a little corner, which is really cool. Here is the slot pocket, so it's a little bit taller in pocket-wise. It has peaceful and thanks, has different kinds of little taggies that you can put into those pockets, but doesn't mean that you can't use other taggies from other collections and mix them up. Love how they're all different and you can play with it. So this is called slot pocket. And we have some, oh, let's not forget this one. This is the extender reinforcement strips. And this can be used to decorate your base page, which is this one here. You can use it to have a nice decorative pattern. Or if you have the older planner essentials, if you wanted the same width, like wideness to it, you can add this little piece to the end of that to make it the same width. So the difference between the Annette Green one and the older planner essentials is that the Annette Green's line is a little bit wider. I think she said it was like 7 centimeters. It's like half an inch smaller than that, a little bit wider, which is nice. It gives you more real estate to work on. But this extender helps you extend the older dies just so you can have that same width when you're building your albums. Or if you're like me, you can use it on its own and have little shorter pages in it because I like the difference of sizes in my planners. One thing to note is that all the holes do match up with the older line, so you can mix and match and you don't have to worry about re-punching those holes. So they thought it through. Everything works really well together.
Before you move on from the dies, Teresa had a question. The base page starter is not for 12-inch binder. Is that correct?
That is correct. It is for the smaller one. So it's for her A5 binders.
Yeah.
Or is she still calling it A5 now that it's wider?
I don't know, but it's not 12 inches.
No, it's not 12 inches.
So
it's 8 1/4 by 4 3/4, I think it is.
That doesn't mean you couldn't create a short page to go into a 12-inch binder, but it is not a 12-inch height.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to pop in here, guys. Power is out again, but somehow, miraculously, the Wi-Fi is holding. Don't know why. We may lose you at some point, but we are also recording as well as streaming. So if the stream dies, we're going to continue and we will upload the replay afterwards. So if we lose you, don't panic. We will get this uploaded for you and just continue because we still have lots to share with you.
Couple more things for this line is the thumbs up stamp and die set. Here is the stamps. You have the thumbs up, you have the pointer, thumbs down, of course. Everyday moments, beautiful photographs, making memories. You have all these little types of tickets, as well as the circular sentiments. Oh, happy day, best buds, thumbs down, thumbs way up, photo of the week. And here are the dies for all those thumbs. Love them. And they stamp really well. And here is the calendar elements, because we always need stuff for our planners. Here you have the days of the week, including weekend. You have the months. They also included this year, so 2026, in the solid and the non-solid. But you also have 2027, so you can use this next year as well. There's remember, there's some little sentiments at the bottom, as well as these borders. There's the number border as well as the alphabet border. So this is just the stamp set. And here is Busy Bees. And if you don't know Annette Green from Elizabeth Craft, is she loves her bees. So you get to be really friends with her bees. Here is a little bee and a big bee with all the florals. I love the hexagon. I love how one has pattern and one doesn't. And then she has nice little notes here like notable, no thanks, yes please, approve, beautiful day. You can stamp the words into the empty ones, or you can write your own little journaling in it or dates. So that's also a stamp set. Last but not least, one thing I forgot to grab is the paper and the ephemera.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll go get it.
Thank you. Bees and flower accents. So here is another die set, and look at that floral and look at that bee. So this one here does a really nice side pocket for the floral. You can have a little tuck space. It also gives you the different hexagons. And so you could use this on its own, but she also added the solid part. So you can use two different colors. So it shows through, like here, she did the detailed one as blue and the solid one as the yellow. And look how beautiful that detail is. And
that's the last one, unless you've got some tucked somewhere else.
That's it.
And then there's the ephemera.
So this is our last of the 12 by 12. This is Delightful Discovery. This is her paper pad, her paper collection. It has 24 designs. And of course, the cover sheet has a pattern on the back. But I love the colors. It really goes well with this line. It has a little bit of vintage of it, but there is a lot of pattern that you can use it for masculine, feminine cards. I just love the way it looks. And something new to Elizabeth Craft is their everyday ephemera. It is a patterned cardstock, and one thing about this is you have to like to fussy cut, or if you don't mind just cutting out squares, you can do it. But it's a little fussy cutting book where you can fussy cut to your...
Or have a friend who likes to fussy cut.
Yes, I do like to fussy cut. But there are months, there's stamp images. Also, there's days of the week. She has been doing her weekly using these tickets. There are sentiment strips that you have to cut out, but she does do it in 3 different colors. They are the same sentiments. There's different stamps. There's flowers. And they do repeat, but just in different color backgrounds. One thing I want to point out is there is the male and female here and these circles. I think if you find they're perfect, I think it has to be 1.25 inches. You can actually just use your hole punch and punch them out as well. But for me, I like to fuzzy cut, so that's a fuzzy cutting thing for me. But that is the whole Elizabeth Craft Everyday Memories line from Annette Green.
So we have a question from Ellen. Darlene, is your class sold out?
I added 2 more spots. So I have 2 more spots for my intro class. I think I still have 2 left.
Because we sold the last 3 yesterday.
Oh, did we? Okay, so we sold out. Sorry,
Yeah.
sold out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, Darlene's class is sold out. Ellen, I think you and Teresa got the last 2 spots yesterday. So that class is now sold out.
Yeah, I am surprised how fast that turned out. I am so, my heart is so full for that. So thank you. Oh, thank you. So we are going from Elizabeth Craft to 49 and Market. And as we mentioned last week when we showed the 2 new lines from 49 and Market, we had these albums that are also kits that you can make at home. And here is the one I put together. If I remember, it's called Plume and Petal.
Yep.
It's like a tongue twister. Both lines had 2 words in
Yes,
it.
and I always get them backwards.
Yes. So Plume and Petal, it was more of that purpley, tealy color. And I got to put this really pretty album together. Janine is really great for doing interactive components. This is her 6 6x8 binder. We used washi tape, the ephemera pack, and her 6x8 paper pad plus the album. But just to give you a little quick through of what this album looks like, I did use her 49 Market Sangria, I think the color is. Is that purple?
Sangria, that deep wine color. Yes.
And that's what I inked on the cover here. So this album is white, but you can tell I made it purple. And if you like more teal in it, there was a teal that she used. Yeah. Look, beautiful. And she also suggests lavender as well. So there's different options you can use. But let's see.
Rainforest?
No, it was, is it Tranquil?
Oh, Tranquil Waters.
Oh, Waters, yes. I have to get used to those names. I'm still learning them. But lots of flips and flaps. You know, if you know me, we love flips and flaps. So those colors will look beautiful in it here. Oh, these open as well. So it does come with written instructions as well as a video. I just went with her video. I watched it. I did have the written instructions beside me for the decorating. But other than that, I just used her video. And there's a little pocket. And she goes through every page with you and stuff. So one thing is if you do buy the project kit, if you're using the laser cuts, when it comes to these elements, make sure you're cutting them in half because I kind of ran out towards the end because it didn't say to cut them. So if you cut them off, then you will have a lot more use because you're really just using and letting it sneak out. So that's my tip is make sure you cut them. Don't hide them underneath because then you won't have enough.
I love the windows.
Yeah, but Janine's great. So, and then there's pocket pages that's included. In this piece is also the waterfall. You could tell there we ran out of paper, so pictures go there. One thing that she did suggest that I did find in my stash is magnets. So you could add magnets to the closure. It does not come in the project kit, but just to give you ideas of what else you can add in here. And there you go. Love it. And one thing about any 49 and market classes, don't throw your packaging because we use packaging a lot.
And advertising strips.
Everything.
Janine is a master,
Yes.
absolute master of using every little
And you're not left
bit.
with much left.
Yeah.
Like maybe like 4 or 5 like little tiny pieces, but I maxed it all
Yeah.
out.
So, my turn for show and tell. This is the Timber and Tweed 12x12 album project kit. So Darlene did the pretty one. I did the rustic one. And yes, miraculously, we are still online, so we're going to keep going. This is the cover. Now, this is a modified cover. You do this towards the end, and I went a little bit rogue. What she says in the instructions is to cut this piece out, put a piece of acetate in, and make it like a shaker element. That wasn't my style, so I wanted to make sure that I just kept it nice and clean and kept this beautiful view. I do want to put a bit of a title on here when I decide what I want to use it for, but it is absolutely stunning. Now, these are full 12x12 pages, so they're not going to show on the camera super well, but there's this beautiful page here. And then again, interactive. So this has a little flap that pulls out and has tons of room for photos. So a little tip, this paper here, the torn edge is part of the printed elements on this page, so it's nice and smooth, you can't actually feel it. But in order to mimic that and extend that without using the same paper, we took another paper and we did actually tear it, tucked some of that plaid in behind, and it's a great way to really stretch your paper and mimic that as well. So there's a little flap, this pulls out here, then we flip it over, and this is where where I started. I haven't quite finished this yet, but it is so stunning. We've got rub-ons on here, lots of depth and dimension, lots of little tucking and popping up. Now I kept everything pretty flat, but you could use some foam squares in here. And then over here on the back page, there is another half sheet flap. So I've gotten up to this far. I do have to do these last 2 pages. Almost done there, but you can see what an absolutely gorgeous keepsake album this would make. If you are visiting a friend at a cottage, or if you if you have a cottage and you like to go skiing, if you've gone to Banff or any of those mountain areas, it is so gorgeous. And again, like the class that, or the video that Darlene talked about, this one has both printed instructions as well as a video that you can follow. The video does a really great job of covering all the pages with paper, and then the back half, she just goes through each page for the die cut, or
Embellishing.
embellishing. Thank you. Words are failing. Teresa said, did she miss the memory box vintage? We haven't shown that yet, and the Sizzix double border, if that is something you would like, you will have to email us, because we are only bringing that one in on a special order basis. So Timber and Tweed special project kit, Plume and Petal special project kit. They are now available. They're ready. They're all ready to go. So go and get them ordered. All right, just because we're wary about the internet and time is ticking, Darlene's going to show one more thing. I'm going to do a really quick flyby of our last item, and then we will show that next week.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you have been waiting, we finally got our Gina K's new color, which is cranberry.
Woo!
Matt rushed and got it ready for us to be able to show it today, but we got all of it. So we have the cranberry cardstock. It's her newest color. Look how pretty. Oh, it's hard to see because now it's all dark, but it's a really nice, deep cranberry color. And you know she likes her light, medium, and dark. So we have full size, as well as the little mini ink cube in a set. So here is our light cranberry, more on the pinky end, and then you get into the medium where it gets a little bit darker, and then the deep cranberry. I love the three colors. Like, look at that. And of course, you can't forget we brought in the rankers, because if you're like me, we need rankers to go with the full set of colors. And here is it's the expansion pack. It's her color labels of her light, medium, and dark. And there's several pieces of them. I think they're all the same size. Yeah, they're all the same size. So you can label both sides just in case if you put them in. You can label your cubes. But there is her labels for the new color.
Woohoo!
So that's online in the February What's New.
All right. And I'm just going to show you this as a sneak peek. Matt rushed so fast, and now the internet and the weather and everything else is not cooperating. So I'm just going to show you the shadow boxes. We have in the brand new collection from Doodlebug called Lucky Me. Is that the name of the collection as well? So we have Lucky Me, which is St. Patrick's Day themed.
Yes.
Lots of bright colors, adorable leprechauns, pots of gold, which, you know, we can all use a pot of gold and a rainbow, especially when the snow is doing what it is out there. And then we have Bunny Hop. Now, Bunny Hop is an older line. We have never had it in, so it is new to us. However, you may have bought it elsewhere or found it elsewhere, but I just think these little bunnies are so cute, the little chocolate bunnies. We have collection packs, we have stickers, Pops. We have doodle pops, we have all those things. We have select of the single sheets as well, just so we have a nice seasonal selection. And we will go through this in much more detail next week. So make sure you come back. Come back and see us next Wednesday. Fingers crossed for power, fingers crossed for sunshine. And that is it. So we're just going to come over here. And Darlene, if you want to join me, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us. Get rid of the welcome message. There we go. Let's fingers crossed for power. Oh, look who's coming. Look who's coming from the corner. No, he ran away again. There he is. Wave, Matt. And thank you so much for joining us. And I know some of you have commented that YouTube cut out. We know that it did. We will post it over on YouTube as well, so it lives in both places. And I wish you all a warm, safe rest of your day. Tomorrow is L'Enfant release, so get all your cuteness starting at midnight. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your patience on this technology, too. Bye.